I'm about to share with you one of the biggest mistakes I made with anxiety. And if you're making this mistake too, I hope that this video inspires you to begin to do something different. And if you watch towards the end, I'm going to give you a little mini program to begin to change your anxiety experience. But one of the biggest mistakes I made was that I delayed living fully. I delayed creating the life I really wanted to live under the mistaken belief that I was broken, that I needed to be fixed, that I wasn't good enough, and that if I could solve the anxiety riddle problem, then I could have the life I wanted. I could then create the life I wanted. And I delayed fully living my life for years. And it was a trap. You know, I did so many courses. I trained in therapies, coaching. I got lots of qualifications. I read hundreds of self-help books, watched lots of documentaries, hoping for that one thing where I would suddenly go, oh my God, that's it. I was solved. I was healed. I was no longer a problem to fix. And you know, if you've got that drive yourself, you'll keep watching YouTube videos, maybe like this one, and you'll keep reading books, and you might sign up for another course or seminar, and you're just hoping that you'll finally find the answer to what you feel is problematic about you. And I promise you that it's a complete and utter mind trap. You know, it took me decades to find this out, by the way. And I hope that just by listening to what I have to say, you pause and you bring yourself to the present moment and you begin to wake up out of that complete and utter mind trap. You know, you are not broken. There is nothing for you to fix about yourself. If you really would like to start creating the life you love, and you'd start doing that from today, that will not only help you heal, but it will enhance your life in ways you can't imagine. You know, it's incredible, isn't it, that we fall into this trap of believing that, you know, we can't create the life we really want until we're healed. And yet, creating the life we love is incredibly healing. And I hope that you get that, because otherwise you're just going to keep chasing this illusionary magic bullet in the hope that one day you'll be happy. And maybe if you just paused and came back to the present moment and just stopped for a second, and I love this little exercise. If you could just pay attention to me and bring your full attention to the screen and begin to relax a little just by extending the exhale. Just beginning to relax your face and shoulders and just notice that the more present you become, that illusionary drive and story that there's something wrong with you, that there are problems in life, can begin to just drift away. Because unless you're facing imminent danger right this very second, which I doubt you would be struggling with when you're watching a YouTube video, when you're fully present here and now, there are no problems to solve. Doesn't mean to say you haven't got things to deal with in your future, but right here, right now, you are not a problem to solve. You are not a project. There is nothing wrong with you. The belief that there is has been given to you. It's cultural, from parents, you know, peers, teachers. All sorts of sources can convince you that you need to be more, that you need to change yourself to fit in, to have what you want. And there's nothing wrong, by the way, in changing. It's what we love to do. It's how we evolve. It's how we grow. But it's the intention that often can make people feel anxious and stressed and feed into the story that there's something wrong with them. And I'd like you to begin to think about enhancing your life just for the pure love and joy of it. Beginning to think about what is it that you want your life to be really about. So I'm going to give you a little exercise. I'm going to give you a little mini program to begin to just create a different focus. Let's move the focus away from you need to be healed to, get a happier life. Let's move the focus to creating the life you love just for the pure fun, adventure, and joy of it. And watch what happens to your anxiety then. So we would need your nervous system to begin to calm right down. Your sympathetic nervous system is probably, if you're struggling with anxiety and stress, in repeating survival mode cycles. And it really is not great for our mental and physical health. And calming down your nervous system, whenever you get the chance, will help you become more resilient to stress and anxiety in the long run. And I've created, free for you, for anyone who wants to listen, a series of meditations, which are incredibly simple to listen to. Because if your eyes are rolling at the thought of having to meditate, I don't blame you. These meditations you just sit and listen to, or lie down and listen to. Thousands listen a day to them. They just listen and they'll hear my voice, and I will guide them into a deep relaxation and do a little bit of work inside their mind. And if you fancy that, then I suggest just laying down with one of the Mindset Change podcast meditations, non-sleep deep rest, NSDR or Yoga Nidra, and just let me work within your mind just to help you calm down and begin to change your experience of anxiety, of stress, of life. Let's grow your mindset to where you would like to be in life. So it will help you rather than hinder you. Because the big thing about anxiety is that it's not the enemy, it's your friend. The reason it's there is because something you're doing is unsustainable. And if you can keep doing it, it could go down a very, very dark path. So anxiety is a completely normal response to how most of us are trying to live our lives, how we're forcing ourselves to live our lives. So if you can begin to calm down your nervous system, that's a wonderful act of self-care that allows your body to simply repair this sort of wear and tear from life, from stress, from anxiety. So begin with the NSDRs. Lie down, just listen. Some of them are like 10 minutes long, 20 minutes long, half an hour long. If you're a big fan of longer, you can go to, I have a Patreon channel. I'll put the links in the notes. And there's a whole anxiety program. There's all sorts of guided meditations to help you begin to just work with yourself on another level. And meditations can be as little as 5 minutes of just listening and me guiding you into working with your mind. So do that. And then the exciting bit. It's not all lying down around and just taking it all in. I'd like you to tap into I call it the superconscious part. So we have conscious, subconscious, superconscious. And that's the present awakened part of you, the deep knowing, wise, inner genius, creative part. That the more we tap into, the more we notice synchronicities, the more we feel guided through life, the more we seem to just know what to do and where to go. And if you listen to that intuitive part more often, you begin to trust yourself. Now, tapping into your superconscious is a lovely thing to do. I think therapy and coaching often focus far too much on trying to modify the subconscious through consciously, which is good, it has some positive benefits. But for lasting benefits, we want to take it to a deeper level, which is the superconscious. And if you want to find out more about that, look it up. You can Google it, do your research. But I tend to operate from a superconscious level. And I help entrepreneurs, I help business owners, I help people all over the world do the same thing. Because life changes forever when you're coming from a more awakened state. Okay, so what I'd like you to do is I want you to let your imagination run wild. You are a creating, manifesting powerhouse. You've manifested this video into your reality. I'm talking to you now about what you can begin to do to enhance your world in a way that you haven't done so before. So, know that you are a creative force. Everything around you is a perception based on your beliefs. You are literally creating your reality based on your focus. So let's change your focus away from what's wrong with you to what you would love to experience. I want you to think about yourself in 5 or 10 years, you choose, living the ultimate dream life. Yeah, get crazy with your imagination here. Where would you be? Think about what you truly want. Where would you be? Who would you be with? Think about the location, what you're doing. And don't be shy with this. Don't be shy with this. We just want to tap into that creative part. Think about how you would feel. Yeah, the gratitude, the love in your heart, the excitement of the possibilities that's available to you when you're no longer believing the stories of your mind because you've been doing the work. Yeah, you begin to separate yourself from your ego. You are not your mind. You are not your thoughts. You are the superconsciousness that's aware of your thoughts. And you can test that out right now, by the way. When you begin manifesting inside your mind your ideal future, and you just watch what you're creating, who's doing the creating? Who's doing the watching? So just let that manifest inside your mind. Yeah, make it as big, as bold, and as beautiful, as sexy, as colorful as possible. And begin to visualize that as often as you can. And make it, I want to add another thing onto this. Besides visualizing it as often as you can, I want you to think about a higher purpose with this. It's very easy to fall into the trap of wanting a yacht or a big red car, the most beautiful house. And there's nothing wrong with wanting those things. But there's something about focusing on a higher purpose, your higher purpose, that seems to manifest things into reality very quickly. I don't know how it works, but there's something about connecting to what it is that you truly want to do that seems to create these synchronicities, experiences and people and opportunities coming out of nowhere, almost like magic, to seem to help you. Regardless of that, whether you believe in that or not, irrelevant really. The factor is we're moving your attention away from the focus of something wrong with you to the focus on what you would like to experience. And visualize it each day. Focus on what tiny little steps could you take. Tiny. That would begin to move you in that direction. There are 4 areas of investment which could begin to help you make that happen. It's mind, body, heart, and purpose. Yeah. So mind, when you invest in your mind on a daily basis, this video is a good investment in your mind, for example. So new knowledge, new experiences, exploring other people's point of views, being open to hearing things which are confusing or new to you, growing your mindset, meditation, wonderful investments in your mind. Body. Think about, your ultimate future, for example. You're going to want to be healthy. Going to be flexible. You want to be strong and energized. Because if you are unwell, very unwell, you're going to only have one wish. Whereas when you have, good health, you can have lots of wishes. And I think that's a Tony Robbins quote, if I'm correct. Something along that, badly paraphrased, but you get the point. So focusing on your health, focusing on what you eat and drink, enhancing your life for the pure fun of it, being healthy for the pure fun of it, for the pure joy of what it could lead to. And then you've got heart, which is how much you love yourself and how much you love other people. You're accepting yourself, other people, finding out more about what it is that makes you feel alive, makes you feel connected. What are your passions? What are your interests? And then that leads you quite nicely to your purpose, your higher purpose. When we connect to something much bigger than ourselves, there's something about that which creates a very powerful drive. So again, it's being aware of using mind, body, heart, and purpose to begin to get a sense of really manifesting your ideal future. And the more work you do, not because you're broken, but the more work you do to grow within and enjoy changing your perceptions of your world, letting go of what you no longer need to hold on to, and become free from your ego to a degree, by being more super conscious, the world seems like a place of adventure and full of infinite possibilities. And let me give you a sense of that now, if I can, just so that you're aware of what you're capable of and what it feels like. But when you bring yourself back to the present moment and you're in the here and now with me, just listening to the sound of my voice, think about it. Right this very second, whilst you're looking at me, you have everything you need. Right this very second. Anything that you think you need is going to be a story about the future. But this very second, you're fully abundant. You have no problems. There's nothing you need to be, do, have differently about yourself. You're in the right place at the right time because you can't be anywhere else. And when you relax into the present moment, stop resisting it, stop trying to change it, and wake up to the present moment, we become free. Just even get a sense of that for a moment. I like to follow an out-breath all the way to the very end, and there's a pause. And just noticing in that pause, the peace, the stillness, that's there. Almost like an emptiness. But in that emptiness, it feels alive. Alive with possibilities. And that's your future. The future exists as infinite possibilities for you, for me. What we focus on manifests into reality. It changes from infinite possibilities to manifesting into reality. We solidify reality, if you like. Atoms change from waves into matter. Don't ask me how it all works. I just know it works. And that's what this message is all about. I want you to focus as much as you can away from what's wrong with you, what's not going well in your life, what you don't have. Because remember, that becomes more of your reality. Our egos will do everything it can to prove our beliefs are true. Hates to be wrong. But when you come from a deeper place, when you come from that stillness, that peace within, the place of infinite possibilities, suddenly the world is your oyster. And that focus seems to create what feels more like a magical life. And if you're still thinking, Well, it sounds like a load of woo-woo. Fair enough. I don't blame you. Or the ego can feel a bit threatened by this sort of information. But just try it out. Why not? What do you have to lose? It's about what you have to gain instead. Just be curious about what future you could create. What do you really want? Have you ever really thought about it? Because most people don't even ask themselves that question. What do I really want? They think they know based on what they've been conditioned into believing they want. But what do they really want? What do you really want? Keep asking, keep refining until you get your ultimate vision. If you have any questions on anything I've talked about, please put them below. You have been amazing in engagement, and I would love, again, for the conversation to continue. Listen to the part about the action plan. Again, actually I'll repeat it now. NSDR Meditation. Listen to my meditations. Calm your nervous system down. Get it to the place where it relaxes. Begin to create your ideal future. Not from a place of lack, but from a place of pure joy and adventure, of fun. You are a very fun person. You know that deep within. Yeah, there are things which light you up like a Christmas tree. Let that become the way that you light your way forward. So create your ideal future and begin to visualize it every day. Focus on it. What do you want? What do you truly want? And let that begin to become more refined inside your mind. So please do that. Let me know what your thoughts are and your experiences are from doing these exercises. Subscribe to the channel. I'll put the links for Patreon and the podcast in. There's lots of free resources for you there. I'm doing as much as I can to help as many of you as possible. And if you do require something a bit deeper and you want to reach out for me one-to-one, there are a few small spaces, a few spaces left for some one-to-one coaching clients. But you would need to book in with my team, and they'll talk to you about that. So have an amazing day, and I'll look forward to connecting with you in the very next video.